Sorry, I'm late, but shit happens. Welcome to Moohead Radio. I am your host, a big and furry bovine, for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming off a night with very little sleep, and so I'm not my general amusing self. Um, I wanted to start the program with some of the things that I notice that get said for God only knows what reason, and why people say the things they say. I have no idea. I'm not a big Winter Olympics guy. All right. I mean, I do enjoy the men's and women's figure skating. I don't like to sit there watching person after person going down the luge. That's not what I'm into. Uh, or skateboarding on ice. I'm not into that kind of stuff. But the Lindsey Vonn story was of interest to me, just because, just based on trying to overcome a lot of different issues to try to squeeze one more Olympics performance out of a beaten up body. And there would be people, if she hadn't tried, who would say she's a quitter. And there's this big backlash saying, why does she even bother? Because it took somebody else's spot on the team. It's like, what kind of a fucking take is that? This woman was number 7 in her last race with a goddamn artificial knee and a torn ACL in the other knee. And, is this the way it was likely to end? Yeah. Did anybody like to see it end that way? I know I didn't.
No.
I mean, it's a sad thing to see somebody wipe out like that. Hi, Moose. How you doing? No, but I mean, it's in my mind, she earned the opportunity to do it. She did it. It didn't go well. She got hurt, and that should be the end of it. But there are people who are just making comments just to be contrary on the internet, that she had no business being there and all of that stuff. And it's like, she had every reason to be there. And if you feel that way, then every player who ever did anything over the age of 40, you shouldn't even let them fight boxing matches. You shouldn't be allowed to let them swing baseball bats. You shouldn't allow them to play quarterback in the NFL, which are, just as demanding and dangerous in a lot of instances as, downhill skiing, which is goddamn really dangerous.
Yeah.
And she's the one who paid the price. So I just wanted to point out that what I read is ridiculous. And why I'm reading so much, about this whole Bad Bunny halftime show really throws me for a loop, to be honest. Hey, Pat's in the Caribbean. Have you met yourself a Caribbean queen? Hey.
Stay away from that triangle, man, out there.
Yeah. But I'm not going to, I feel funny. I don't know anything about Bad Bunny. I don't know anything about his music. I couldn't sing a song. I couldn't rap a song of his. I don't know. Here's what I do know, and everybody else has to shut the fuck up about it, because there's only one thing that matters, and that's that, A, the NFL is doing business. They want to open their league to multiple markets. That's why the Browns are going to wind up playing in Paris.
Absolutely.
Not because the goddamn people are saying, oh, I cannot wait to have a baguette watching the Browns. Oh.
Yeah, they're all dying for the Browns to come over and play.
We can relate to them because look what we did. We laid down to Hitler. Please. I mean, it's business, folks. You're trying to acquire an audience. You've already, if you're the NFL and you're the feeble-minded people who are the owners in the NFL, you've got the market. You've got them buying your multiple streams, and you've got them paying exorbitant prices to park their cars and watch games. And, so they've got the American market. They've got to figure out how they're going to get the European market, and specifically, how are we going to go after the Latinos?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not very far away from like the Mexico City Olays in the NFL. We're not very far away from it. And how else are greedy, rich, white men going to make more money and squeeze more money out of their empire except to spread it out all over the globe? That's all this meant. It had nothing to do with, I mean, this is the same NFL that dumped Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee. I mean, please, these guys haven't changed, and the owners haven't changed. If they die, like in Indianapolis, and then family member takes over, but they don't ever lose a grip on their business. So, it's foolishness for people to suggest that was un-American. No, it was pro-American business.
It was as American as you could fucking get,
Business, money. It's a rich man's world.
Yeah.
So
I've got an idea for next year's halftime show. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
They could reach out to another market. They could get Neil Diamond, Barbara Streisand, and the cast of Fiddler on the Roof and do the halftime in Hebrew and go for it.
I was thinking something different. I was thinking Neil Diamond to Michael J. Fox.
Well, that's true too.
And that's the shaking all over a halftime show.
They could end it on Sweet Caroline, get the whole crowd to go, oh, 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 or on the end of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it would be the Jewish halftime show.
It would be better as a whole lot of shaking going on.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi.
So, I understand. I'm going to refer to him in the future, which there will be no future, because I don't see any reason why I would be making references to the performer as Wesley Wabbit. I have no idea. Yes, Neil Diamond has Parkinson's.
He's
where
like
have you been?
85 years old. And did you know that Neil Diamond, you can look this up, it's a fact. Neil Diamond, Barbara Streisand, and famous Jewish anti-Semite Bobby Fischer were all in high school together.
Really?
Yes.
And he's the 9th most streamed musician in the world, Wesley Wabbit. And
yeah, I mean, there's probably Chinese musicians that have more streams than Neil Diamond, I would think. So,
I mean, Bad Bunny has done well for himself. He's got 4 Grammys, and it's great for his business. It's great for everybody. It was great for TPUSA because they had something to play off of.
They could have their own segregated Jim Crow halftime show.
That's right. And that was completely lip synced and completely out of sync sound wise. It just depends. Anybody who, and the funny story about TPUSA, it was that they had to announce 2 hours before that halftime show that it wasn't going to be streamed right here on X. Okay. And
was
they
it
said,
actually live, or was it taped? And then
it was pre-recorded in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. Okay.
Probably in the upper regions of Cobb County, where
where there's only allowed white people in there.
But I thought it was 2 hours before go time. They realized that their largest means of streaming on the internet, that there was a licensing issue that wouldn't allow them to stream it live. And I think that's really interesting. So they didn't do their homework. So, yeah.
Oh, the best thing about the Super Bowl was the fact that Bob Kraft and his wife, that's like about 40 years younger than him, had to sit through that entire game and watch his Patriots lose in one of the most humiliating losses in the Super Bowl history, right up there with when the Dolphins beat the Washington Redskins, and the Redskins only got that fluke touchdown on that fake field goal premium snap thing.
Yeah, I love the
Oh, that's
headline.
amazing.
The headline that came out of this game: Patriots may had injection for shoulder before
I
the
think
Super Bowl.
blaming that.
Sure. You
Are
see,
they serious? Did
they're
they
serious.
watch the fucking game? The fucking New England Patriots. I don't know where these guys on their offensive line came from. Whether they just brought them up from the practice squad, or whether KT Leviston changed jerseys and joined the Patriots. But they were getting fucking beat like a drum on virtually every single fucking play. And anybody out there in Moo Land who actually put money on the Patriots to win this game, or even take the points and cover that, you're fucking insane.
Well, the
there
funny
was
thing
no way
is,
they were gonna win.
so if Drake May had an injection for his shoulder before the Super Bowl, then during the Super Bowl, his offensive line had a hot beef injection. I mean, what I was sitting there watching this and
It's like
saying,
watching the Browns.
I wanted to make a point. And my point, besides one on the top of my head, the point is, I want Mike Vrabel as our coach. I want Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel's a defensive coordinator. He has no idea about offense. Talking about a one-off season, this was a miracle season for the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I think it was rigged so that Bob Kraft, before he dies, would see one last moment that he could whip his dick out in public.
Yeah, one more hand job's going to kill him.
Right. He's got to stay away.
He's going to be asleep after his next hand job permanently.
His wife is 52 years old, 36 years younger than he is.
He looks younger than that, though, but anyway.
Yeah, he's 88, and she's 52, and his, she's a hottie, not like Bill Belichick's is a hottie. You kind of look at how things worked out, and Belichick got a better deal than Bob Kraft did, but Bob Kraft has a whole lot of more money, but he couldn't get. I mean, there's no way that the 88-year-old guy was going to get like a 21-year-old trophy wife.
That's really rare.
What he did, what was more likely was that he found, slave labor to jerk him off that was that age.
Exactly.
So.
I thought it was a better game than a lot of other people had thought it was. I found it entertaining. Yeah, I thought it was an entertaining game. I think the Seattle should have put it away and got some touchdowns instead of having like 20 field goals. But
nobody questioned the Patriots defense.
Correct.
I mean, I went ahead because cows do such things. I wanted to take a look at, Drake May. He's played 2 seasons. That's it. He played in 24 and 25. His first year, he was 3-9. All right.
Yeah.
And he had Jared Mayo was the head coach, and they held the Mayo after the 2024 season, and then they hired Vrabel, and so they had this great season. He threw for 4,394 yards, and this is great. And this is reminiscent of a lot of things that can happen sometimes in an unusually good, fortunate season.
Yeah.
But I looked at the way the game went down, and I kept thinking to myself, this is what people in Cleveland wanted to help the quarterback situation in Cleveland? I mean, what in the fuck?
Oh, he's clueless.
I mean, that's not what he does. And the reason he was an advisor for the Browns, because, Schwartz was the defensive coordinator, and they didn't want to encroach on that. But that's what he does. And if you take a look at Vrabel's career, I mean, he's had his ups and downs.
He's a fucking linebacker, for God's sake. Yeah.
Well, he was a linebacker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this will say it all right? In his career, all right, for the Tennessee Titans, because that's where he was until this year, all right? His defense when he took over, was third in the NFL, and then basically 11th to 13th in the NFL. And they had a really good defense this year. So he's always in the top third or so in defense. But if you take a look at his 5-year, 6-year tenure in Tennessee, here's his offense. In 2018, 27th.
Woo!
And then he dropped to 9 and 7, but up to 10th in offense. And then it spiked in 2020, 4th in the NFL in offense, but then the bottom fell out.
Well, I think Ryan Tannehill had a good year 1 year.
Yes, they did. And this is what I'm going to say. Is Drake May the new Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's even as good as Ryan Tannehill was back then.
Tannehill never had that much success afterwards.
No.
So then they dropped to 15th and 28th and 27th. So what you saw is what you get. A really good defensive team, and quite honestly, with the lack of protection, he looked worse than Shador.
He did. He looked absolutely like a Browns quarterback of the past 27 years. They all looked like that. They looked like Tim Couch. They looked like fucking Joe Flacco. 2 fucking garbage time touchdowns only because Seattle stopped playing and stopped blitzing because they had the game won.
Oh, I mean, that was garbage time. DTR
so
could have cleaned those up. I mean, the game was over and that was that. But the thing that bugs me is, why would you think that would help the Cleveland Browns? And the answer is because
you're an idiot.
Don't know shit. The people who are saying this don't know shit.
They're idiots.
No, I would take Vrabel as a defensive coordinator in a heartbeat now that Schwartz is gone, but the timing didn't work out for that, and the Browns let him go because he had an opportunity. And hey, that's all well and good. I can blame Jimmy Haslam for 47 things, but that's not one of them. Don't need him.
Well, maybe Bob Kraft will fire Vrabel for losing the Super Bowl. I mean, stranger things have happened, and he'll be available to be defensive coordinator.
You're going to find out real quick. Go ahead.
Here's the points I've got. So the thing is, Vrabel wasn't going to take the job here if Cleveland offered it to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, New England can thank Bo Nix's injury for getting there. Because while I do think Denver would have probably given Seattle a better game, the result would have been the same. Seattle was just that dominant.
Yeah, well, I mean, when Bo Nix went down, obviously you're not gonna.
There was nobody in the AFC anywhere close to the top 3 teams in the NFC. I mean, if the Bears had got in, the Rams had got in, they would have fucking smoked anybody.
Look at the Broncos, just for a minute. Because you don't want to look any longer than that.
Yeah, you'll turn into a horse if you do.
So who was the quarterback after Bo Nix?
Jared Stidham.
Yeah, I mean, that will forever be the biggest joke in the world. I mean, 3 steps back, throw the ball toward the sidelines, and hope somebody doesn't pick it off and go back the other way. I mean, you're making fun of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
But it's fine because of Haslam and all that.
Yeah, you can do.
But look at a team that went almost to the Super Bowl and lost their starting quarterback, and look what they had behind him.
Yeah.
A big dump truck. And look what happened in that one game. He made a fool of himself, and the Broncos made fools of themselves. And who was the recipient of joy? Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
But when he got in with a real football team who had schemed his quarterback, and look, the time it takes and time off between the regular season ending and the Super Bowl getting played gives you plenty of time to look at a lot of tape. And they knew everything that offense was going to do before they did it. They couldn't do shit. And you're making fun of the Cleveland Browns, and you're criticizing, Shador Sanders, any quarterback who is going to be swamped like that isn't going to do well. And to be honest with you, Shador has a better arm than Drake May does.
Yeah, I think he's got more talent. I
And
really do.
but as far as will either of them become great quarterbacks? Nah. I mean, the long shot. But anybody can have a season. But what and if you're going to blame an injection in his arm, he was not throwing the ball accurately. The ball was all over the place.
He was spooked.
Yeah.
He was worried for his life, you know?
Yeah.
And I would have been too. I mean, they basically had KT Leviston and Jed Wills out there blocking for him. So, you know, and this is, I would like to know the pedigree of these guys that they had them, whether they were straight off the practice squad at some point, or whether they had been with the Patriots throughout the whole year or whatever. But
well,
I don't
Will
know.
Campbell, the tackle was actually their top 10 pick.
Right, so he was the top draft pick. So, yeah,
and we know Myles Garrett destroyed him when we played them.
Oh, absolutely. But you know that happens with draft picks for offensive linemen. There's for every Joe Thomas, there's a Jed Wills. So that's what the Browns have to be really careful on their draft. You know, and manage and get an offensive lineman who's actually going to be good and not a complete stiff like Tony Mandarich or you know, these other fuckers.
Well, hello there, Big Lurker.
Big Lurker's happy. He's top of the league here.
And you know, I discovered the best way of watching the Super Bowl. I started out, you know, going to the NFL League Pass streams, and they were all buffering, and then it was just all full up. And then I watched it in TSN Canada, and what a wonderful thing not to be belched at by all the commercials, and instead you're seeing John Henry's Heating and Cooling in Winnipeg, or you know, where I mean, it was like, hey, this is refreshing. And then I went to the network to see the halftime show. Yeah, but yeah, it was a wonderful thing to be able to watch the game, and
but anyway,
so the Super Bowl for me was just kind of a reckoning that the league is going to change like it always does. Teams are going to figure out ways of you know, beating the deep zone. You're going to have certain talent, certain quarterback, and you got to have to establish running game. And is it me, or were we not seeing Travion Henderson that much?
Oh, they abandoned the running game. They panicked and they didn't do anything. Well, they couldn't run anyway. But let's say Drake May's performance and the Patriots' offensive performance was a Browns performance, right?
Yep.
Now, how many times did he miss wide open receivers that actually broke three? And he fucking overthrew them or underthrew them, and they got picked and got fumbled. I mean, if a Browns quarterback did that performance, he would be absolutely skewered, unless it was Joe Flacco or Baker Mayfield. You know, they'd be absolutely skewered.
Well, the other thing that I found really interesting was in the beginning of the game, you're dealing with Sam Darnold, Mr. Turnover. And on several occasions, man, early on, before that was,
he was nervous.
Not only nervous, but he was throwing near pick six balls.
Oh,
they were jumping patterns. The defense was jumping patterns. But look at what happened after the half. And then who makes the adjustments? And I'm supposed to think that Mike Vrabel's a genius? The
running game with Kenneth Walker had a very like Nick Chubb like performance. I thought.
I thought he was slowing down so much. It was just an indication of how dominant the front line was blocking, because if you did that against like the Steelers teams that
you'd
we
be
have
killed.
the Ravens teams, I mean, he would have been swallowed up 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. There was no penetration.
That's right.
So, you know, I don't know.
He was seeing the holes a bit like Nick Chubb did in his prime, I thought.
There were no adjustments made by the coaching staff. And this is what I'm saying. The way you determine who the great coaches are is not by how young their girlfriends are.
But that's fun, though.
You can tell, first of all, preparation, the scripted plays. Second of all, at halftime, what adjustments need to be made in order to adapt the game plan. The Browns had none because Kevin Stefanski is just going to force his dick into anything he can force it into. That's right. I mean, there was no creative thought going on. And Vrabel quite definitely he's a Fred Flintstone type. He's a guy who's going to beat his head against the wall, and there were no adjustments made. It was like they accepted their fate, and I don't think that those people are good coaches.
Yeah, Vrabel's very mid. I mean, he's never going to be in the Hall of Fame for coaching. You can play this tape back 20 years from now, and I will be right. So
yeah, well, I mean, it's So that's my whole feeling about the Super Bowl, and
it's over though. Our great national NFL nightmare is finally over for a year. We can move on to Cavaliers basketball.
Yeah, but first, Todd Monken interviewed linebacker coach Jason Tarver and the Browns safety coach Ephraim Banda for defensive coordinator. They're doing that to keep their inside people happy and to say to them, do you mind if I go outside the organization and hire somebody? But
you need that in your lovey voice, your Thurston Howell.
I can do that. You know something, gentlemen? I do believe that you currently have a job. It's much easier to find a job when you have a job. Yeah, but they're trying to do this right because the publicity on the whole Schwartz thing was, they thought the Schwartz was with them, and then it was not with them, and then and Schwartz for who knows? Can
we just avoid the name Schwartz forever now, because it's bad taste in Browns history having somebody named Schwartz on the team.
Although it's usually good news if he's your certified public accountant.
Yeah, there you go.
I see something. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. I'm with you.
Claim this deduction.
I'm with you. God. So we will, as Cleveland Browns fans, put up with whatever there is because we just watched a Super Bowl game where the New England Patriots looked as bad as the Cleveland Browns.
Looked as bad or worse, man. Yeah. I mean, how galling would that be for Browns fans if we finally got to the Super Bowl and then we laid an egg quite like that? You'd be thinking same old Browns, even though we got into the Super Bowl. It'd be so fucking depressing.
Next, we move on to
happened. Yep. It could have happened in one of the years when we went to the 80s. One of the teams waiting was that New York Giants team with Lawrence Taylor.
Well,
no way you were beating that.
I'll tell you, you're too young to remember this, but the Browns made it to the NFL championship game a few times in the 60s. Got pounded by the Packers in 65, got pounded by the Vikings, and also got pounded by the Colts. And all those times they could have gone to the Super Bowl had they won those games. So and they were never in any of those games. You can go back and look that up, but they were absolutely horrible. So
because it's Cavs time now, they're playing at 9:00 tonight in Denver.
Oh yeah,
and something. Everybody has an opinion and is entitled to an opinion, except about the halftime show, which is the most pointless discussion anybody could possibly have. Does anybody sit there and go, I can't wait for the halftime show? It's like, I want to see a good football game, and I really don't care. And when the Rolling Stones were up there, they were terrible.
And Tom Petty was awful as well.
Yeah. Well, you find out these people are totally drug-addled, It's like I'm holding my head, Tom Petty. You're jamming me. It's like, stop it.
Stop it. I did enjoy the smooth jazz national anthem, which I believe included Kenny G on saxophone at one point.
Yeah,
So
and
that was very good.
And the Black national anthem that was sung by Coco Jones.
Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell's Squeeze.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and she has a hell of a voice.
Oh, he's a great singer.
Yeah. I had never heard her sing before. I'd seen her booty, but I had never seen her sing before. And it was very impressive.
There you go.
Yeah. And honestly, I do not have the time to listen to you whine. Yeah. Green Day is fine. Better than Kid Rock. And I never liked Kid Rock. So was it not making a political statement here? I'm not. Although he did grab his crotch once in his performance in front of the Lord Jesus. But I'm not saying anything.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
That's enough of these faux culture wars anyway.
That's right. Now, the Cavaliers, on the other hand, I don't know if you've taken a look at the first couple of games that DeAndre Hunter has played.
No, I haven't. Tell me about it, Mr. Moo.
Oh, my God.
Dr. Moo. How bad has it been?
I don't have them right in front of me, but I mean, he's shooting like 20% from the field. I'm dead serious.
Wow.
He's not putting up any numbers whatsoever. And his and his depression has probably dropped greater because he finds himself now in an environment that is like they've given up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say he just doesn't like basketball.
I'm wondering if there is going to be some kind of thing in his life that he is like dealing with depression.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, maybe a Kevin Love type of intervention for him or something. Because, yeah, he's not right.
Too fast to change, and
yeah, we shouldn't be making fun of him, but
I'm not really making fun of him. I mean, in his most recent game, he played 25 minutes and scored 6 points with 0 assists and 1 rebound. I mean, this is a guy who's supposed to be coming off the bench, an instant offense.
That's invisible, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look him up just for the halibut and see if I can find his last. They're breaking it down for me. Good. He's average playing 25 minutes. Let's see. He played 25 and 26 minutes. In his first game with Sacramento, he played the Memphis Grizzlies and was 3 for 11.
Oh,
yeah, 27%, folks. And he was 2 for 7 from 3-point shot. That's 28%. Yeah. So he was consistent there. And then he cleaned it up his next game. I'll give him that. He played the Clippers, and they've lost both games, Sacramento has. And he was 1 of 8 and 0 of 5 from 3.
Oh, man. And those people don't realize that when you miss a 3, it's 9 times out of 10, it's an instant fast break for the other team because they'll get the rebound and go poof, and they'll have somebody leaking out, and it'll be right in the fucking rim. I mean, missing 3s is just so deadly.
Well, and it's effort, and when a player loses interest, it's really
poor Tony the Calf.
Yeah, I know he's got sinus problems, but giving credit where credit is due is that you can say this about the Cavaliers organization: they're in it to win it. They're not. Yeah. Whether this works or not, I do have questions. I mean,
who knows? I don't know. You don't know. The Cavs don't know. But they got rid of the cancers on the team. They got rid of Lonzo Ball, Hunter, and Garland, who if you want to use team cancer as a description like I would, then they got rid of them.
Well, I mean, it's what I always call addition by subtraction.
Correct.
And if what you bring in is better than what you let go, you're doing well. And if you only have X amount of money to play around with, I think what they did was as good as what they were going to do. And I wanted to look up something here real quick that I can get over to the NBA
And I'm
page.
going to make a sad prediction here, but I mean, I can see James Harden and Garland's career ending at the same time, and with each year that goes by, Harden's still having better stats than Garland. You know, I could very easily see that happen.
Well, and the other
Good
thing
too.
is, as far as Garland is concerned, look where he's going, and look what they got rid of their two best players. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? So by the time Darius is ready to play, technically, he's going to be looking at saying, "Where's my big man? And where's my offensive help?" And he's going to fall into the trap that DeAndre Hunter is in, when you're dealing with a team that is just not winning. And the reason that they were winning, that guy's no longer there. He got, and Harden really did get them back into quasi play-in contention, but he's gone. And then to have Zubac gone, they've just given up, and they're going to go to the draft. And if they draft well, that could be 2 or 3 years. And by then, Garland's going to be around 30 years old.
Yeah, and Lonzo Ball got old quick. So Ron Shane's hinting towards my next question. Now that Mobley hasn't been playing, and I don't know how long he's out. I don't know anything about his injury, but Jared Allen's having good games. Now, is that another reason why to only play one big?
Well,
we got Harden.
And it's interesting because what I was doing now, just roaming my way through the internet, is take a second look. I mean, the Cavaliers got away with a 132-126 win over the Kings. Correct. And it was the tale of two cities. And the lineup that Kenny decided to go with was the slow and ponderous Cavaliers, and then an up-tempo bench. So take a look at this. Jared Allen had 33 minutes played, 29 points, 11 of 12 from the field. And you're saying, well, that's the story. He was a minus 18.
He was minus a lot. Yeah.
James Harden was minus 14.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell was a plus 12. Sam Merrill, another stationary shooter, was a minus 8. Jalen Tyson, who sprained his ankle, and I didn't even realize that, was a minus 27, which is completely and you can say, well, they're not used to who was playing and all that. But it can't be a coincidence that Naquan Tomlin was a plus 16, that Thomas Bryant was a plus 24, that Schroeder, even though he only shot 3 of 9 from the field, was a plus 22, that CPJ was a plus 3, and that Keon Ellis was a plus 20. This is a different league. You've got to play more up-tempo ball. You can't walk the ball up and just keep doing little pick and rolls down the lane to Jared for 2-point shots when you're giving up threes the other way. It don't make sense. So Jared Allen can play his
Chewbacca offense.
If you're getting beat down the floor and you're playing no fucking defense, that's what happens. And you take a look from quarter by quarter, and when things got better every time was when the bench came in, sped up the game, forced them into being pressured instead of letting them do whatever they wanted, just running the ball up the floor, but actually meeting them, at 3/4 court, in essence, of the half court, and pressuring the ball handler. They were turning the ball over, and it doesn't matter. Naquan Tomlin can't shoot anything from outside.
Doesn't have to.
If you throw the ball ahead of him, he can dunk it or he can lay it in. And Thomas Bryant was 3 of 5 from the field.
Yeah, he hits his shots, pretty regularly.
But I mean, the bottom line is he only had 3 rebounds, but he was a plus 24 because they were pressuring the ball. They were playing more physically and forcing the other team into mistakes. So, and even Schroeder was pushing the ball up the floor and passing the ball off. There was a lot more sharing. And you're going to hear a lot of this about Keon Ellis. And again, there are decisions that Kenny Atkinson has to make, and they're not going to be easy ones. Jared Allen is a guy who really has skill when you get the ball in his hands and he's close to the rim. But it will slow you down to do that. And while he was flourishing, Harden was not, Merrill was not, Tyson was not. Tyson has been our best 3-point shooter in all of this.
He's like 4th in the league or look it up. It's like some ridiculously high stat that he has.
But here's something that you really want to ask yourself when you look at the stats after the game. He played, Jalen Tyson, 27 minutes in the game.
Right.
He only tried 1 3-point shot.
Wow.
Because the people he was on the floor with, they weren't moving around. The ball was just been dribble, and let's throw it to Jarrett. And of course, Jarrett can hit the shot from 4 feet away from the basket and go 11 for 12. But they were out rebounding us again, and that's the hallmark of Jared Allen's career. He can't fucking rebound. He got 10 rebounds by the time the game was over, but in the parts of the game where we gave up a lead and let them just run all over us, they were getting second and third chances, and you can't let that happen. So, I mean, even Naquan Tomlin had 5 rebounds in half the time that Jared Allen was on the court.
Wow.
And if you look at anybody else, there were nobody else rebounding. Harden had 2 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell had 2 rebounds. Sam Merrill had 1, and Jalen Tyson had 6. All right. The bench players, if you look at them, they were playing half the minutes, and they were all Bryant, Schroeder, Craig Porter, and Keon Ellis had 3 rebounds each.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were actually rebounding better and playing faster and shooting the 3 better because the ball was slingshotting around the court and people were getting better looks.
Well, our season leaders, according to Bleacher Report, per game, Evan Mobley, 6.9 rebounds. No mention of Jared Allen.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so there you have it. I mean,
it's going to be a tough decision for Kenny because the better the people they bring to the team, the more thought has to go into how to use them. My concern about James Harden, and look, he bailed us out in the 4th quarter along with Donovan, and it is. And what I said the last program is you're going to see them on the floor separately, but you're going to see them together at the end. And the reason is these guys have been there and done that. They're 4th quarter players.
They're closers. Yeah.
Yes. And a guy like Jalen Tyson is going to have to find his shots more because there's going to be more volume taken by James Harden and as always, Donovan Mitchell. But who do you decide to play and who are you helping and who are you hurting? James Harden is a guy, he didn't go to the free throw line driving to the basket really to speak of. His free throws, he was 4 for 4. They all happened at the end of the game except for 2 free throws. All right. I mean, he wasn't going to the line like James Harden does with other teams. And he was there starting out the game doing pick and rolls with Jared Allen. He's a good passer. He's a very skilled basketball player, but he walks the ball up the court. You're not going to play fast break full court basketball with James Harden. And the personality of go ahead.
Don't they call that play walking the dog?
What play?
The one where you're walking the ball up the court.
Yeah, I mean, it gives the defense a chance to entrench itself and get its heels dug in.
Oh,
And
were you rolling the ball up the court before the
yeah,
clock
yeah, a
starts?
lot of
Is that what you mean?
that kind of stupidity. And honestly, the Cavaliers play better when the ball's moving and when there's energy in the ball. And that lends itself more to Schroeder than it would perhaps to other guards because he's a little bit more of a
Well,
facilitator.
I'm a big Schroeder fan. I mean, I think he's underrated, but
I wouldn't go that far because there were
yeah, I'm kind of alone with that opinion. But
there were a couple of replays coming out of that game that showed that he wasn't really putting out an effort defensively. But I'll tell you, Keon Ellis does put out an effort. He can shoot a three, and he's all about up and down the court. And Jalen Tyson will learn, because the one thing we've learned about Jalen Tyson is that he can adapt, and he will adapt. But what's going to happen to Sam Merrill? What's going to happen to guys who are not straight line fast? And Sam tries hard, and he does try to play defense, but he's part of a lineup that was giving up the highest percentage of 3-point percentage shooting in the league.
Oh God! I mean, watching him matched up against Kevin Durant that one time, or some of the other people he ended up being switched on over the past month, put me off watching the Cavaliers entirely. Now that we've got rid of those three guys that I was mentioned earlier, I now want to watch the game tonight at 2 a.m. When before, if this trade had not happened, I wouldn't be staying up and watching this Cavs team. So that's what Dan Gilbert and Altman have done. They've reignited my interest in the team, and probably thousands of other Cavalier fans are now
I think so.
And reignited.
But there has to be patience, though, because Atkinson, I know how Kenny wants the team to play, and it's faster paced.
Yeah, well, we don't have the horses to do that. They don't have the fitness.
We do now.
We're not the Indiana Pacers, though.
No, we're not the Pacers, but we're more Pacer-esque than we were before the trade.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're not going to turn this team into Secretariat. I mean, that isn't going to happen. But at the same time, I want to see CPJ not go into a shell so much. He's getting a little, afraid to shoot the ball. And we need him with his confidence to turn the energy that he brings rebounding and defensive wise into cocksureness. He's got to get a little bit of that Ty Jerome cocksureness at the offensive end. But it's going to be a challenge when Mobley comes back, because
where are you going to fit him? I mean, and the thing is that we should really be lowering Donovan Mitchell's minutes, and we shouldn't have James Harden playing over 30 minutes either. We should be able to have a rotation that lowers their minutes and gets them ready for the playoffs. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, but you said, what do you do with Mobley? Mobley has to play before Allen, because Mobley is a good defensive player.
Yeah,
he's just a better defensive player.
And younger,
but how you utilize him offensively, that's another story as well. There's a lot to take into consideration, and Kenny's got his homework to do. But and we'll learn more playing tonight, because we have to go against
Denver.
Yeah, and what are they, like 39-14 on the season, or 30? Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's saying here that Jamal Murray, who kicks our ass every time we play,
he's hurt, isn't he?
No, it says DTD on day to day on here.
Oh, he's a game time decision.
I don't know whether what I'm looking at is correct, and Jokic is DTD too. So, but Gordon.
Jokic is going to play, from what my understanding was. Let me see what I can dredge up here.
Mobley's definitely out, according to this.
Yes, and again, that what they said was going to be maybe a week. It's going to be longer. They can't afford their best defensive player. Yeah, well, he's same injury twice. You can't mess around with it.
He could, a calf injury. The next step is the fucking torn Achilles, and I hate to be the one to fucking point that out, but how many people did that happen to last year? So yes, they have to be careful with Mobley.
All right, what I'm seeing here is that Spencer Jones is out. Jokic is day to day. He's going to be out there. He's had a left ankle sprain, but he's day to day. Christian Braun is day to day, and Jamal Murray is day to day. And this was what I was going to say, but I'll let Richard tell the story. Wade and Tyson were in the shoot around, but again, Wade, the way he heals, I would be amazed if he's on the floor, because we've got 2 ankle sprains there, and there are different types of ankle sprains. And I'll tell you this: the high ankle sprain, you ain't going to see somebody for a long time. And if I say the 2 men, I say I put my money on Tyson to get back sooner, because he's got more of that dog in him,
Well, D Wade's the most brittle fucker I think I've seen since Lonnie Chisenhall.
That's his nickname, brittle fucker.
Brittle fucker.
Unless that means he fucks peanut brittle.
Yeah. So Aaron Gordon, he's hurt, and because he was hamstring, and he's got hurt January 29th. And 4 weeks out,
Murray always kicks their ass. I'm sick of just seeing him.
Yeah, he's a guy who can beat you up in the mid-range. And, again, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But they're 34-19. I'm sorry, I had the numbers reversed. 34-19. And they're second in the Northwest Division. And, I heard that there are a lot of players fighting injuries. But, this is also the last West Coast game in a long trip, and just the record of teams who are from the East on their last game before they get the hell out. It's usually a tough one. This is going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Well, I think it's an interesting matchup, and enough so that I'm going to watch it. So,
yeah. And before I get out of here, the 2 final assault lawsuits against Deshaun Watson were dismissed. Well, what do you know?
Cha-ching.
Yep. And so prostitute Tony Busby, who represented the other prostitutes, that's why they get along so well, would not elaborate on the specifics of the settlements, but it's all done with now. And so Browns fans who were scared to death that Deshaun Watson will see the field this coming season, good. I hope you worry your nutsacks off, because who cares? Who cares? I mean, the Browns are not a year away from greatness, folks. They're not even 2 or 3 years away from greatness, and we don't even have a certain starting quarterback. So
we have no offensive line. We've got KT Leviston and a bunch of rubber bands.
Yep. And the final thing I wanted to mention was this bizarre headline.
How bizarre is it?
Chase DeLauder's make or break spring.
Oh, no.
Will the Guardians be tempted to gamble on their elite prospect? You know something?
Elite?
How is it elite? First of all, how is he elite? And second of all, how is it a gamble? I don't understand. This is why you drafted him, you stupid fucks. I mean, how is he going to get the opportunity to play? I mean, do you know how many guys have had a career in AAA and AA baseball?
Oh, God, yeah.
And DeLauder has had injury setbacks galore.
Yeah, he's like Richie Sexton. And Von Hayes. Remember Von Hayes?
Sure.
He was supposed to be the next big answer in the outfield, and he fizzled out. And Bradley Zimmer, and
if you're not going to spend money on real major league hitters, then you have to play the young guys. This isn't so hard to figure out.
What would Dwayne's stats say? How is Dwayne? Tell him to go.
What would Dwayne Stat say about Chase DeLauder?
I think
I'd play him, and then maybe they'd have to chase him from the major leagues. I have no idea. And really, I don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourselves.
They make it look like, ooh, this could be a critical gamble. This could be the make or break decision of the Guardian season. It's like they're broke. There's no make, there's just break.
Yeah.
God almighty. So that's basically what I have to tell y'all today. And I'm looking forward to getting some sleep tonight. That would be a real nice thing. And I'm going to have to figure out what I'm eating for dinner because I didn't make anything. And I've been in this slumber zone. So
hey, that's good. Have a nap, man. That's what I recommend. People of our age.
And if the Cavs were favored, maybe somebody knows something that Jokic isn't going to play. I don't know.
Are they? I have no idea.
That's what Richard is saying. The Cavs are favored, ? And if so, maybe somebody knows something that we don't, because they should not be on the last game of a long West Coast swing. They should not be favorites against a team that is second in the Northwest. That would be odd, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's obviously tough to win in Denver, but yeah.
Yep. Thanks to Moose. Thanks to Tony and to David Talevsky, and thanks to everybody who's tuned in. We'll be back again, as we always are, on Friday for the next installment of Moohead Radio. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.